Welcome, everybody, to the Hawkaholics. Brandon, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling jolly. How are you doing?
Fantastic, man. What a wild week so far, man. It feels like we haven't been on for a month, but it's only been a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. But, man, a lot has gone on, huh?
It has, man. I'm not going to lie to you. If you want to stay sane, stay off social media, especially when it comes to the transfer portal stuff, it'll make your head just, you'll fry your brain like Biden. So,
Hey, I don't know about you, man, but I tried keeping up with some of this transfer portal stuff, and it's like, so-and-so is interested in Iowa. So-and-so is not visiting Iowa. This guy's going to Iowa. This guy's visiting Iowa. This guy's leaving Iowa. And I'm just like, okay, at this point, I'm going to wait. We're going to let this thing ride out, man, because, shit, that's too much for me to keep up with.
Is there a cutoff date? I don't remember.
What up, Jay? I do believe there is a cutoff day where the portal will close, and then it opens up again. I just don't remember the days. I'll have to figure that shit out. But,
yeah,
man, second to last show for football, baby. How you feeling?
Sad, bittersweet, man. Season 1's almost over. But actually, I wouldn't call it season. Well, you could call it season 1, but there's more of us to be continued in February.
I know, man. I'm looking forward to that. But, man, I guess we got to jump into some football. Black Friday game, man. That was, I guess you would call it the most Iowa versus Nebraska game as we expected, I guess. 3-point game, coming down to a field goal. I don't know. I just felt like the same record was just spinning again because I'm watching this thing and I'm like, dude, this is just another Nebraska-Iowa game going down to the wire, dude. Like, wild. And you didn't even watch it.
No. No. I also wasn't feeling very good either. I had was battling my hernia came back. I know TMI people, sorry, but been taking some Tums and Nexium and whatnot, and it's better now. So, but yeah, I was not feeling good. But however, I didn't predict the outcome or how the game was going to go during the show, but I was talking to people at work about it, and I said, what's going to happen is your typical Iowa versus Nebraska. Nebraska's going to kick the crap out of Iowa for 2.5 quarters, and sure enough, they'll blow it.
The crazy thing is, did you see the stat lines?
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that either.
You want to talk about the most Iowa thing ever, man. 5 first downs to 20. 164 yards total to 334. When they had 49 rushing yards. Time of possession, they almost doubled us up. And yet
I'm not surprised. And it
still won. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
And shit, that was that is your classic, typical Nebraska-Iowa game. I mean, 2 weeks ago when we all made our prediction, we all had a 3-point game. All of us. Tyler, you, and myself.
It's just
death taxes and
Hawkeye football. It's just amazing to me, how a team could literally just I wouldn't say kick the crap out of, but just impose their will like that. And then they just are like, okay, it's time to lose. Let's figure out a way to lose.
They do it every year, though. That's the funniest thing about this. This is a constant thing with Nebraska. I'm not mad about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad about it. Yeah, Buckeye backers say classic. You're not wrong, man. It's classic. It is what it is, man. And the funny thing was I was on Twitter and you got all these Nebraska fans dogging Iowa's offense. But the funny thing is, Iowa's offense scored more points than Nebraska's did this year. So who you laughing at, to be honest with you? All them bug eaters out there. So fun times there, man. But
oh yeah,
this run here, I don't know if you got to see this thing.
I did.
God, the highlight of the game, besides the sack fumble, Caleb Johnson is special, man. I have a thing later we'll show. Obviously, he's not going to play in the bowl game, and to me, I don't care. He's done his time for us.
You get a montage? Did you make a montage for him?
You have no montage, but I updated his stat sheet to kind of show where he ends up as an Iowa running back history. And to me, one of the all-time greats, and it's going to be his work's in 3 years, basically actually like 1.5 years. Last year he was kind of banged up. So he had his freshman year where he set the freshman rushing record. And then this year, the rest of it was iffy stuff. And he's in top 10 in almost every major category in running backs for us. So I love it, man.
I just think it's crazy to me, like the year that he had this year, but yet like we didn't really get. I mean, do you feel like we had glimpses of him the last couple of years that he was here?
Yeah. I mean, like his freshman year, he went off, man. He's got the freshman record. So
here's my biggest question too. Here's another thing I want to ask. At the beginning of the year when we had week 1 depth charts, what was Lester thinking with Moulton being QB1?
I think it's because homie was in trouble. Remember, he had to sit out the first half. I have a feeling it kind of piggybacked on that. He didn't put in the work yet, but where'd that go? Oh, did he delete that?
Yes, there's a specific reason. I had to. I'm sorry, but I'm not dealing with that tonight.
All right, Buckeye backer, take it easy. Man, but the crazy thing was we didn't expect him to have the season we did. Neither of us put him as the Big Ten running back of the year, right?
Yeah, you had Monangai and I had Donovan Edwards, who was a no-show, and I just went off the fact that he was a cover athlete. So
he was on the cover, wasn't he?
Yes.
But let me I'm going to pull this up here. I mean, that was the most Iowa game ever. It wasn't pretty. To me, it wasn't super ugly either, to be honest with you. It's not like I was sitting there scratching my head, but hold on one second.
That's still beautiful.
I mean, look at this, man. 3 years of work, basically 2.5. I'm going to call it 2.5 years of work. 2.5 years of work, and he is in the top 10 in every major category that there could be. Oh, what's up, Brent? How are you, man? Patiently waiting, baby.
Oh, hey, it's our Canadian. It's
Canadian Brent. What's up, buddy?
Canada.
All right, man. But yeah, I mean, rushing touchdowns in the career, he finished 4th. Rushing TDs, obviously in a single season, number 1. Rushing yards, single season, number 3. Rushing yards career, 5. Total points in a single season, 1, which was Nate Kading's record from early 2000s, 2002, 2001? He crushed it. I think Nate Kading's was 121 or something like that, and his ends up being 138. So probably won't get touched, to be honest with you. It's going to take a special somebody to break that one, man. And then total TDs for a single season, he's number 1. I think he finished with 23. Obviously not quarterbacks. This is everybody else but quarterbacks, but
will it get touched again with the total?
He had a touchdown, to answer your question, and you know that, man. Yeah, he did do that, and that's probably why.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why he fell on the depth chart.
My bad. Thanks, Jared.
Because after that, it was a no-brainer. He is still a beast, and the crazy shit about this is, if there wasn't Genty going off right now, the country would be talking about Caleb Johnson. I mean, you're looking at a running back that's 6'1", 225 pounds. That's fast as hell. Runs 24, 25, 26 miles per hour.
Facts.
Dude, NFL teams got to be salivating over that shit, dude. I know I want him as a Niner. CMC can't stay healthy, so give me this dude, man.
Well, he's going to probably be second rounder. Maybe inching into 3rd. Running backs aren't a hot commodity in the NFL.
My guess is he'll be a late second rounder.
I was going to tell you, so if you go on ESPN, they show the projections. I'm pretty sure GNT isn't up until like the 20s. So that goes to show you like they're valuing running backs. So don't take offense, Iowa fans, when we say where we think he's going to go, because they just, for some reason, man, the NFL and running backs, they don't grab them like they used to.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's right. What?
I agree. I mean, he did. Kelvin, yeah, I don't think he deserves it over KJ, but
I was happy about them whooping up on Iowa State, though. Yeah, right. You take that Bear stuff out.
Told you, see the Bears want him. I told my Niner, I want him on the Niners, dude, man. Like that's a beast of a dude. And then he showed in that game what he can do catching the ball. The same shit, man. Just trucking motherfuckers off of him, man, for 70-some yards, dude. Like, and it like he just would not go down, and like just a special all-around player, dude. Like we won't get to see a running back like this in probably another 10 years at least. I mean, when was Sean Green? 2008?
Don't remind me. Now I feel old. Thanks. Yeah, it was 08. Yeah.
Yeah. So like almost 15 years ago was the last time we saw somebody close to this. So we're talking once every 10, 15 years, you're going to maybe see a running back like this. So it was awesome, man. This was the highlight. The offense regular season looked 1,000 times improved. I know there were some games where we're all still going, shit, what is this? But Rome wasn't built in the night. We're not all Indiana where all of a sudden it just like takes off like a motherfucker.
Right.
I think we're going in the right direction. And so far with only having the 2 opt-outs, and I think we're up to 9. Kelvin, if you're still watching, 9 players in the portal, or are we up to 10 now? But good news is none of them are our big key players other than the 2 opt-outs of Johnson and Harris right now. So, I mean, I'm happy with the direction we're going. Mm-hmm. Should there have been a couple losses in there? Probably not, but it is what it is, man. There's not much we can do about that, but I'm just happy to see some progress in this team, and I'm excited to see. And then, yeah, obviously we're going to talk more about the transfer portal, and then obviously 2025 schedule release today that came out next show after the bowl game. But, man, it's going to be an exciting little 2-week stretch here leading into the bowl game, and then our wrap-up episode, baby. It's already here, man. It's crazy.
And then, folks, we will be telling you what we'll be doing next, because we're unlike some podcasts that just chill, do their shit during football season, and then go away for a little bit. We're going to be – but we will be taking a break, though. I can't stress that enough. Much needed break.
Yeah, man. I saw our guest pop in there.
Yeah, where did our Missouri guy go? He was just in. Colin, where are you at, man?
Colin, come back, man. We miss you. We just got you.
I like this. I like this hat that he was rocking. I don't know if you caught that. I'll have to ask him what year he got that hat, because I remember. I'm pretty sure that's when Missouri was like really freaking good when they first joined the SEC. They had that good. Really. Yeah, don't you remember those magical years with Drew Lock and?
Oh yeah, they were
Pinkle. They were like really freaking good.
Oh man, well shit. I guess we're gonna wait and see what they got here. Guess we'll hold off. But yeah, man. Let me get something fired up here.
That's all right.
No he wasn't here, and now he's gone. He didn't message you, did he? Real question is, how many of y'all going to the game? Nash Vegas, baby. I would love to go, man. I know you've never been there, dude, but I love Nashville. It's cool. It's fun.
See, I got a bone to pick with Nashville, so I'm very, very and I love country music, and I absolutely can't stand what's on the radio now. So it's just kind of an insult. And like most of those bars that play the artists, they sound just like the people you would hear on the radio. So it's one of those things that like, no, thank you. But I would like to go to Ryman and see the Grand Ole Opry and stuff like that and try some of their food. But
now get yourself a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, baby.
What's that place called? Is it Dave's? The chain. Bees. The chain.
If you're going there, you gotta get Hattie B's if you want a chain. Dave's hot chicken's a lot of places, but Hattie B's is much better.
Was it the Titans Stadium?
Yep. It's right down, literally walking distance. There's a little pedestrian bridge that gets you straight from the stadium straight to Broadway, dude. It's pretty cool. It's a It's a cool town, man. I think it'd be a lot of fun to go to for the bowl game. So who's going, man? That's the real question. I'm jealous. Man, you want to reach Colin and maybe in Missouri they don't got no good Wi-Fi there yet.
I don't know where they're out of. They didn't really tell me. But I'll tell you what, man. Like before, I'll kind of mention something. So if they come on and talk to us about it, I'm pretty sure we've not really played these guys very much.
Oh no, I got that in my graphic, baby.
I could have sworn, and you would think too. Like I grew up a lot of my life in southern Iowa, like a couple counties or a county away from the Missouri border. So like I know all about Missouri, know about all the people, how they work, do this and that, and I wouldn't say it's a rivalry like between states, but there's definitely some shit talking between back and forth. So what's up?
We've met twice. This is the second meeting in the last 114 years. I want you to let that sink in. We are a border. This is a border thing. Twice in 114 years. That's insane, dude, to think about. And the last time was 2010. Before then, 1800s.
Which that makes no sense. But another thing is, besides the fact that Missouri pulled out in 2020, I swear to God, and I could be delusional here, Kelvin, you may have to back me up on this. I swear to God, there was a home and away series or a home and home series between them and us. At one point, we like scheduled them way in the future, and I'm pretty sure it was like late 2010s, but they had it scheduled. I swear to God. And then something happened. I can't remember what it was, but.
Didn't it have something to do with their move to the SEC? So they kind of.
I think so.
Restructured everything because they knew they were going into a bigger dogfight than the Big 12. And you got to load up where you can. But yeah, man, to me, that was the wildest stat I came across because you look at Nebraska, obviously, even before we played in the Big Ten, we were playing Nebraska in the early 2000s, in the 80s, and even the 70s, I'm pretty sure. So multiple times. Minnesota always had that. Illinois always had that. Wisconsin always had that. Missouri, the second meeting in 114 years. That's nuts.
I agree.
That is extremely nuts, man. That is a crazy, crazy, crazy thing. Yep.
See, thank you, Kelvin. This is why I'm glad we are on Dean's show.
20 guys now, baby.
Because now we got somebody to help us out even more. Because I'm pretty sure Dean's getting ready to watch the basketball game. He's helpful. Vandy's not on right now, so we can't get his help. Could you imagine Kelvin, Vandy, and Dean, all three of them going off like, oh man, we wouldn't even have a show. All we'd have to do is read comments, man.
Yeah, we just sit back here and drink and let those guys have at it. It'd be fun, man. But yeah, no, I remember when Missouri did it. There it is. That was the last time.
And like back in like this, I'm pretty sure there was like a couple Civil War battles like that you don't hear about in textbooks or in history class.
Jay, it would be. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. Like there's some what? Oh, that's cool. See?
Yeah.
This is nice. I like this.
This is why I like doing this.
I appreciate
this. Thanks, Kelvin.
Thanks. No, I'm being honest. Real. Like I love all the little tidbits of history, but
same. But twice in 114 years, man.
Right.
God, that's just. It took me a minute to wrap my brain around that, and I'm looking at the history, and I'm like, hold up a second. Eight. I thought at first it said 1996, and I'm like, wait a second, 1896, and then all the way up to 1910, and then it stops all the way to 2010. It's crazy, dude.
Should we? I'm not sure what happened to our guest. Should we do the tail of the tape, or do you want to do a quick ad?
Let's do the quick ad. We'll get that out of the way.
Okay.
Show is brought to you, obviously, by Hawkeye Heaven, y'all. And then we are on the College Sports Villains, the Villains Network. Shout out to Andrew and the gang out there. Big things coming there. If you like sports, college sports, pro wrestling, man, they talk it all on the Villains Network. So we'll take a 45-second break. We'll find out where our Missouri friends are here so we can get some download on our SEC foe here, and we'll be right back, guys. We are back, y'all.
Okay, so apparently, I don't know what's going on with the guests, but we might as well just go ahead and get going with this Mizzou preview.
All right, man, tells us the tape here. I'll share some stuff because listen, I did not do as much recon as I normally would.
Well, yeah, we were hoping to have somebody give it to us to begin with, but my guess is the internet's the issue, or they got cold feet, which is what it is. But what do you got for us? Let me see some Missouri.
Hi, man. So jumping into it, you and I before we went on, we talked about Brady Cook.
Yes.
So he's looking starting quarterback Brady Cook, 63.3% completion rate, 2,200 yards. Nothing crazy, 9 touchdowns. Takes care of the ball very well. He only has 2 interceptions on the year, so that is a pretty good, obviously, stat to take. But with that said, he doesn't throw the ball much. He's taken 20 sacks. So there's some give or take when it comes to that. I was not able to watch much on this kid. I was hoping they would give us some more insight on him. So
yeah, he's been hurt. He's been hurt for a little bit. I actually had the opportunity to watch them play OU a couple weeks ago, and I will tell you this right now, man. If Brady Cook was not playing, I'd be really happy. Because the way that Missouri played, they should not have won that game against OU. And I would actually be really confident in the Hawks pulling out a victory if Brady Cook was not playing. But the fact he isn't a world beater, but he's still an established quarterback who has done wonders for them.
Right. He's a very good game manager.
Yeah, he is
with these stats.
From what I've heard too, he's also like a very loyal kid. And he's very committed to the Missouri program. So usually when you have kids like that, which you don't see very much often anymore,
you don't hardly see this shit at all.
Even if he's below average, he'll still make up for it. Yeah, exactly. Yep. What Vandy said. Yeah, this kid can ball. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but he does his job.
I mean, look at these stats across the board, man. There's no world beaters. They all just do their part. To me, this is a sound football team. This is like I don't know if you would almost call it a SEC version of Iowa.
You know what? I was actually going to say the same thing.
They take care of the business. They're taking care of their business. I mean, you're throwing the ball 289 times and you only intercepted twice. That's pretty good, man. That is really good. Our quarterbacks can't say the same thing. Neither of them.
Have you looked at their defensive stats?
Leading tacklers got 76.
Top 25 defense. I found that out the other night too.
Yep. They have. I mean, I could put that one back up there real quick. I'm going to add it to the stage. 22nd defense. Yeah, they got some fast wide receivers. The good news is Luther Burden's opted out, you said, right?
Yeah, they always have good receivers. Yeah. I've never really heard of them being like a running back university, but it's always with them. It's always like a no offense, but crazy white QB and freaking. Because you remember you got Chase Daniel, Blaine Gabbert, Brad Smith back in the 90s. God, there's another Blaine Gabbert.
It's Luther Burden, Chris, but I think he opted out of the bowl game. So luckily we won't have to see him. But as Vandy Chris said, Noel, their leading receiver anyway, strong. A stud at wide receiver, man.
I believe it.
And I mean, we already touched on it, man. It's not a bad team, but it's not a world-renowned team. So I think, I don't know. It all depends on how many opt-outs each team's going to end up having. Because it's going to be interesting. So Luther Burden, he's out, second leading receiver. He's got 6 touchdowns on the year, though. So that's a big chunk missing for them. But on the flip side, we're missing almost our whole offense. Yep, D-line is phenomenal.
But hey, guess what? Your boy's back.
Which one?
Who do you think? Who do you think I'm talking about? You're the one that you were griping on all season.
Sully?
Yeah, man.
Hey, I told you this in a message, man. We do have Sullivan back. He will be the starting quarterback. And if he balls out, man, next year it's his job to lose. No matter who, if we go to the portal and grab a quarterback, which we'll discuss obviously on the end of the year show, it's his to lose if he can go out here and ball out. But like I told you also is this would be the most time frame of reps that he's had with the ones all season. He only got 3 weeks with the ones before he got hurt against UCLA.
Yep.
He's had the last 3 weeks plus next week. I guess 2 weeks. He'll be looking at 3 great weeks with the ones of nothing but prep for Missouri.
It's always good to have bowl game practices. I don't care if you get killed by your opponent in your bowl game. You still get practices. You know, that's a lot of teams need that. They need the 15 extra practices.
I'm trying to see who's standing out to me here.
Hey, I got a question for you, man. So did you see what time did you see what day and what time the game was?
Yeah.
It's the only game of the day. I get off work an hour and a half after they freaking kick. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
Ooh, man, I don't know where I'll be, man. Things get crazy at the end of the year, but it should be fun. You got a guy with 7.5 sacks.
Hey, look at this. Look at this. Vandy is a believer in Hank Brown with Trent Dilfer. Good God.
Yeah. Well, Dilfer ain't coming. I'm going to tell you that right now. Tim Lester's here to stay for a while. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. Hank Brown, I'm not sold on, to be honest with you. And we'll talk about that more, I guess. It all depends, man. For me right now, I mean, if we do get Hank Brown, all that's going to say to me is next year's Sully, and the next 2 years after that's Hank Brown. Because I don't think Hank Brown's going to come in there and light the world on fire. When if I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. These are the times you want to be wrong. But, man. So you were on the show with them.
Yeah.
What stands out to you? What kind of insight did they bring as far as what to expect from Missouri?
Well, they talked about Brady Cook's toughness. They said basically don't sleep on their receivers. And the thing is, though, I mean, I guess stylistically the matchup's decent. I remember we predicted. I'm pretty sure we predicted this. You and I went. I didn't say Music City Bowl. I don't know if you said Music City Bowl and Ole Miss, and I said Florida and Missouri. But either way, I think if that's how it went, we were both right in some way or form. But I feel, yep, I agree with that. Sorry. All over the place. ADHD brain.
Right. That's always got an arm, dude.
I like the matchup. I wanted Missouri. The only reason why I would want Alabama was because I'm sure half the roster would opt out, and I haven't really paid too much attention to how they're doing right now with their opt-outs and their transfer portals going into their game against a really underperforming Michigan team who's 7-5, which, by the way,
I thought that was weird. There's a few bowl matchups, bro, where I'm like, really, like the Big 12 bowl matchup, like you're really gonna put BYU and was it Colorado in the bowl game together?
Yeah, I was not happy about that. I thought ReliaQuest was a better bowl than the Music City Bowl, but apparently records don't matter anymore. It's the SEC.
Yes, they are, Chris. Those two said they wouldn't miss it at all. So the defense is looking pretty sound. Obviously, we ended the year without Jamari Harris. So, and to be honest with you, the secondary stepped up once he left. Like I told you that after that
did.
Maryland game, that was their best game ever, and he wasn't even there. And that was the best passing offense in the Big Ten at the time. I think they still ended up with it. And yeah, Higgins and Jackson are playing. They got nothing to lose, and they get hurt unless it's something crazy. They're still going to get drafted high. Higgins is a late first, if he's lucky, second round guy. Jackson's probably a third or fourth for sure. Guarantee. Like, those two are both freaks, man.
Any other bowl matchups you're interested in? Like, is there one that might? Let's take away. Like, I don't really want to talk about the freaking postseason or not postseason, the playoffs just yet. But is there any Big Ten matchup that excites you that you're gonna watch?
Nah, dude.
Just Iowa.
Yeah, man. I don't have time to watch much, man. But did he message you back, man? Is he really ghosting us?
I would say, yeah. Which is, I mean, they're, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, so the Mizzodcast, they are recorded, and they also do not show their faces. They don't have like videos while they're doing their recordings. So I'm not gonna lie to you, even if you talk on the talk, and you're not used to like live and seeing people's faces, I totally understand it. Some people just can't handle the freaking camera and live and comments and all that stuff. But what's crazy about it is, though, they actually have a voicemail hotline. So, and then they answer like all the voicemails and stuff. It's pretty wild, man. It's kind of sucky because he popped on here. So I don't know, like I said, if his internet's not working or if just he got
a few times and it kept jumping out. So maybe it's his internet.
Maybe, yeah. And maybe it's his internet. I don't know.
I'm gonna see if I can find a replacement.
That's fine. But we'll keep talking. So do you have we'll do picks later, right?
Yeah, we can do picks later.
We'll do picks later. Okay.
I don't have shit at all, man. I hope SMU kicks Penn State's ass.
I would laugh. I actually want Ohio State to run through Tennessee. I don't like Tennessee for some reason. I've never liked Tennessee. It's probably their fight song. I just can't stand it. They play it like 100 times a game. Even if they're losing, they'll still play it.
Well, shit, man. I guess we're gonna send this thing, man.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, obviously, well, speaking of that, Jay, you ain't wrong. Let's do it, baby. We'll send it. Thanks, Jay, keeping us focused here while we figure out what's going on with our guests. But I mean, Brandon, what are your keys, man, for this game? I mean, we still don't know who's all opting out.
Well, their defense is 22nd.
They got a good D.
I'm pretty sure they said that their secondary is their weakness. So, and of course, passing is our weakness, which great. We can't just get any matchup ahead on anything. So, I would say start off strong. I would say like shove it down their throats early. Just get a lead. Figure out a way. Don't let the deep balls happen. Do not let the deep balls happen, because I know for a fact that kid can pass.
Yep.
I will always say this every week. Win the trench war. Always win the trench war, especially when you're Iowa. You're supposed to be good at on the line. Keep the Missouri defense guessing, because if they're 22nd, their total defense 22nd, you with teams like that, you just want to like throw them off. You can't be predictable, because like it reminds me of the UCLA game. They knew everything that was coming at them. Hell, even us like amateur freaking played football up until high school, or the end of high school, freaking saw what was coming. You can't do that. Like, you need to like throw the kitchen sink at them, because it's your last game of the year.
Kelvin says it right here.
And
yeah, dude. I mean, for me, man, one of the biggest keys is going to be our wide receivers got to get some separation from those defensive backs. They have to get open, man. End of story. If we're running 90% passes in practice right now, we're throwing in a couple extra different running back looks here. The receivers have got to get some separation, man, because we've seen, I mean, look at the UCLA game before. I mean, not the whole UCLA game, but Sullivan was whipping the ball around a little bit there. He's got an arm on him if we can find the right plays to work, and also those receivers can get some separation. We got a good offensive line, man. We really do. Like, it's probably one of the best offensive lines we've had in the last 10 years, considering the last 5 years have kind of been rocky when it comes to our offensive line. Right. So for me, those receivers got to get some separation. They have a good rush defense. They have a great overall defense. Their weakness is that secondary. If those guys can get some separation, they got a chance, man. Seth Anderson, I think this could be Seth Anderson's time, to be honest with you.
I like this. I like exactly what he's saying right here. I would rather have slant than be good at, suppose their best thing be good at slants than deep balls. Now, see, when I watched them, they were good at the deep balls. So obviously, Vandy, you watch more SEC football than I do, but that was what I got from the Oklahoma game. So,
Steve, yes, both Jackson and Higgins are playing. So our defense is still pretty stout, pretty stacked, man. But yeah, this is key, and it's gonna be great because Burden's not playing, so that helps us out quite a bit, to be honest with you. So now it's just Weiss. And is Weiss still as effective with Burden not on the opposite side of him or lying up next to him? I guess we're going to find out. So to me, that secondary's got to be physical at the line of scrimmage. If they kill you on slants, man, you got to get them out of that route with being physical. Which is the good news is our defensive backs are most of them are 6 foot, 6'1". I mean, Phil Parker's been targeting these taller, more athletic defensive backs lately, and it's paid off. So our receivers need to get separation. Our defensive backs need to be physical from the jump with those guys. Because, yes, we're going to play Iowa football. They have the chance to move the ball quite a bit on us, but we got to eliminate something here. And without Caleb Johnson, I don't know what it's going to all look like, man. And I'm hoping for the best, but
I still think our guys can. I still think Moulton and Jazz can step up.
Which one's brutal?
Both.
That's a real question.
I feel like
phrasing brutal, Andrew.
I know. I feel like Vandy and Andrew will like be really helpful when it comes to playing like SEC teams. So I would watch. He'll watch. I'll say he's talking about Mizzou and he's really talking about Iowa, which wouldn't put it past him. But
Andrew, you want to jump in and talk about Missouri? You know a little bit more. Jump in.
Yes, please.
I'll add you to the thing. We didn't do any research because we thought our guests were going to be here, so we're kind of stumbling through this shit, man. We need some help. Jay,
I think so too.
I like Jazzy, man.
He's my favorite running back now that two's gone. I like Jazz. He's your typical Florida boy. He reminds me of one of the those Haitians you see in Rick Ross videos.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, by the way, that's like 20 spots better than last year, so that's an improvement. I just want you to know that. So
Well, it was higher there for a while. Like we were in like the 60s and 70s at one point.
We got to the 70s at one point.
Yep. Yep. And I can't remember who that was against. Was it Washington? We got that high, and then it kind of started dropping, or
dropped after Wisconsin. Then we had UCLA, Michigan State, and Nebraska games after that, and we didn't do much. We just played Iowa football. Went 1-2. But I mean, what other keys you think? I mean, what Chris said makes a lot of sense. So obviously, this one right here, jam them at that line of scrimmage. You can't let them get into that route.
I still think if this is the case, like I said, dude, I love it. I'd rather have that than the deeps, because the deeps we suck at, the short stuff, slants and stuff. That's our thing, man. We can stop that.
You know who else needs to have a really big game, I think?
Castro.
And he did. Well, him too. He's kind of been just flying under the radar lately. I know he had an injury. There's the man.
Bring him on.
Boss man, what up, man?
What's up?
What's up, fellas?
Hawks, please welcome Mr. Andrew Anderson from the College Sports Villains and the Villains Network. He's a South Carolina fan, so he'll bring a little more insight to Missouri for us, as he'll be our new guest. So, brother, how are you?
Good. I'll hop on for a few moments and tell you what I know about Missouri.
Lay it on us.
What do you got?
So, Missouri with Brady Cook is a pretty good team, can score fast, move the ball. The problem is Missouri without Brady Cook was like 6 points a game, right? They were awful. If Brady Cook doesn't play, which I doubt he will, knowing that he's going to the NFL, right? He declared.
That I don't know if he did or not. I see terrible research. Damn it.
I'll look. Keep going, Andrew.
And I know that I know that he was talking about it. I'm not sure how that really went down. But if he does not play, Iowa's going to win this game 16-7, maybe 16-6. They're not going to be able to put up many points anyway on Iowa, and without Brady Cook, I mean, they were averaging 6-7 points a game, and now they're going up against the nation's number 16 defense. They're not going to score a lot without him. So if he doesn't play, I think Iowa wins this game 17-6. I would say their defense is good, but I mean, you're going to score something.
I found nothing, but it does. Everything
possible.
Everything I'm reading leans towards he is going to go dip into the waters of the draft. So
yes,
yeah. So you're right.
All right. Here's my next.
That's your first question.
I don't drink at all. No alcohol. Nothing like that. So
good for you, man.
I love that. That's the first question for you. Drink Busch Light.
All right. So what happens if he plays? What do you think then?
If Brady Cook plays and he plays to win, Missouri's going to put up 24, 27, 30 points. That's how good they are with him. And I don't think Iowa wins the game.
Even without Burden?
What's that?
Even without Luther Burden?
I mean, even without Luther Burden, like all their guys really catch. I drink water and coffee.
Water and coffee.
Man.
Nice.
I don't eat sugar. Like I don't do none of that. So
dang, brother.
But yeah, their backup quarterback Pine is just ass, to be honest with you. That's where he lies. He's so bad. I don't think Brady Cook's going to play though. Like all indications say he's not.
Ooh. See, that's what makes this a wild show, because we're already talking about it, man. We don't know who's all opted out yet, who's made their decisions, any of that stuff. What's up, Dean?
Dino.
Well, we got Dean on here right after this. Dean and Molly will be covering recapping the Iowa State women's basketball game. Huge top 25 matchup today at Carver. So,
well, excited 2 nights in a row, buddy. There's some women tonight, men tomorrow.
Yeah, that one tomorrow is going to be that one I'm excited for. Sorry to get off subject here, but number 3 Iowa State coming to Carver. Blackout. Let's go, baby.
You're not even going to watch it. Don't sit there and tell me you aren't. No.
Damn it, 0-2. I'm like Cade.
So, Iowa State. That's Chris's take. I'm boring. That I don't drink, and I don't do a lot of this stuff, and I get it, right? But where I'm not boring is I love sports, right? That's right. What I love. My show is a lot darker than your show.
Not much. We start talking shit sometimes. Don't worry.
We got. If you didn't watch last week's show, the whole thing between Chris and James, man, like there were F-bombs dropping everywhere, and like it was great.
That's
like
awesome.
It was 100% great. It's a comedy show, but it's sports, so that's what's so funny. Like everybody on there, they're just hilarious. But I'm looking at this game, and it all depends on who plays quarterback. Like that's I mean, for Iowa, honestly, Caden McNamara is not going to make that much of a difference for you not playing. Handing the ball off isn't, the greatest, I'm trying. What am I trying to say? That the backup quarterback can hand the ball off just as well as he can. I mean, they're not going to throw the ball off in any way, Iowa. So I don't know, man. Like it just depends. If Brady Cook doesn't play, and I don't think he is, I think Iowa wins this game.
Well, this is from the inside source here. And Iowa's been running 90% pass plays in practice, and we're not on our fifth string walk-on quarterback anymore. Nope. We do have our Brendan Sullivan, the transfer from Northwestern last year, the guy that took over for Cade, and we actually look pretty good. He's finally back and healthy. So you're right, though. Iowa's going to be Iowa. That's
what about Malik Murphy? I heard a rumor that he was considering Iowa.
Is that the dude from Duke?
Yes.
You'd be so happy.
I just told Brandon when I saw him go in the portal, I want that guy.
Yeah, I saw something about it on X today. I don't remember where I saw it, but I mean, it was
awesome.
It was one of the people that I, knows their stuff. But I mean, I don't know exactly where he's going to go, but he would be great there.
Chris trying to throw you under the bus, man. No.
So 113 would certainly suggest that I wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah. That is very true.
Just think, last year it was worse and we won 10 games and we're in the Big Ten championship game. I want that to sit in for you. We're like 131 or some shit like that last year.
So if for Iowa, I noticed if you had a quarterback like Malik Murphy, who's not really a dual threat guy, but he can extend the play. He's really good at it, right? You add that dynamic to where you can't just stuff 8 in the box against Iowa all year long, right? Like you have to expect that this guy's going to run out of the pocket, and then there's going to be a running back and a tight end running with them. Like you have to spread at that point. Quarterback like that would be an instant upgrade for Iowa and probably an instant 10 more points a game.
Yeah, everybody's talking about what's his name? Hank Brown, the Auburn transfer. Is that his name?
Yes. Man, he couldn't start over. He couldn't start over Auburn's quarterback. Peyton Thorne is awful, man. I'm not so sure. It's just like Robbie Ashford at South Carolina, right? He transferred out of Auburn because he couldn't beat out Peyton Thorne. Well, he got to South Carolina, and we found out why he couldn't beat out Peyton Thorne. He can't throw the ball. So it just makes me wonder how good that guy really is.
Yeah, see, I did a little, like when I first heard it, I immediately told Brandon, I don't think I like this one. And then I reached out to an Auburn friend of mine, and he's like, guy has a trouble ball control, man. He came into Oklahoma game, or was it Oklahoma? One of the games, and threw 3 picks and got benched.
Arkansas. Yeah.
And it's like
Robbie Ashford's back in the portal. He's not. He can extend the play, but he's a running quarterback. Like he doesn't throw the ball ever. I know because he was on our team this year, and the North Sellers went down for a few games. But I don't really. You need a Malik Murphy. You need somebody that can throw the ball and extend the play. Imagine if Iowa had that dynamic where you had to respect the quarterback was going to throw the ball and he was going to move the pocket. That's a whole dynamic. That's 10 more points a game. People don't understand how much dynamic that is. That's 10 points a game.
Yep.
So y'all need to be recruiting that guy.
Hank Brown's he's a project guy that we'd spend a lot of money on to not pan out. Because like next year, especially we already talked about it. If Brendan Sullivan balls out in the bowl game, then Hank Brown is it. Unless something happens to Sullivan, he is not getting the field next year. And then what? He leaves again? We wasted how much money? Just like we did on Caden Proctor and Cade McNamara. All these money we're shucking out. I mean, we're not shucking out a lot of NIL money, but the ones we're shooting fucking duds, man. We ain't even hitting the dartboard right now.
It's pretty sad.
So at this point, like, if we're going to go after a portal quarterback, as soon as I saw the Duke guy, and I told Brandon earlier, I said, I want the guy from Duke. That is the one I want.
Well, he was a 5-star recruit that went to Texas. And then all of a sudden, Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning were in the quarterback room, and he's like, whoa. Wait a minute, because those are two big names to be behind. Like, you do not want to be on the quarterback room if you want to play with the names Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning above you in the depth chart. So he transferred to Duke, did a really good job. Duke won 8 games, right? Let's not forget how big that is for Duke to come out win 8 games in a very competitive ACC this year. Nobody was really that good. So, you take that dynamic out and you put him over in Iowa. I think he's just a natural fit to do what you got to do to spread the field, right? Because everybody knows we're going to stack 8 in the box for Iowa.
And that's all anybody does. And Steve, guess what? I'm with you, man. I do love me some Sullivan, but if they're going to go after a portal quarterback, it can't be a project guy because he'll leave again. Nobody in the portal is like, you know what? I want to go somewhere so I can sit behind somebody else for a couple years and then play. Not one of those guys is saying that. They're saying, I want my paycheck and I want to play. And I don't think Hank Brown is that guy. And that's just me. This is the times I hope I'm wrong on some of this shit because, fuck, man, I want to be wrong on that because I want to win. And I'm tired of not making it and winning a Big Ten championship or just missing out on the playoff. Like a 12-team playoff is something Iowa can get.
So, Chris, if you're still watching, so Vanderbilt had a quarterback that transferred from Utah. Utah guy sat behind Cam Rising, and then he transferred to Vanderbilt last year, and he ended up sitting behind Diego Pavia. But he's a pretty good player. He's the fastest guy in college football, they said. He's a 99 overall rushing, even on NCAA 25. I don't know how good he throws the ball, but he's fast. I don't know. I think maybe it's Nate Johnson. Chris would definitely know. That might be who it is. I can't remember anything, but I do remember them saying he's the fastest guy in all of college football.
Fuck it. Take him.
Well, I mean, we had a fast quarterback that we recruited last year, and he entered the portal this year. We moved into wide receiver, and he left.
Yeah, Nate Johnson. Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Hey, I'm with you, man. Yep, we just talked about that, Dean. Here's the thing. Brandon Sullivan can sling it, man.
Yeah, he can.
But
I don't think people realize that.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves when we hear things like 90% of the practice was passing, but it needs to be, right? People, they just hear that and they think we're going to throw the ball. But, like, does Iowa really need to practice running the ball? Like, no. Like, at all. Iowa's going to run the ball. So in your practices, you're wanting to win this game, right? So you go out there and you do 90% passing play so you get comfortable doing it. You're already comfortable running the ball. Yep. I think that's why you're seeing that at practice personally, because like you want the movement, like you want that, like we were just talking about, you need that other dynamic in the offense, right?
I like that.
So I think that's why you're seeing that 90% in there. I'd probably do the same thing. Like Lou Holtz, when he was at South Carolina, in the late 90s, early 2000s, like they ran the ball all the time. Derek Watson, just over Ryan Brewer, Andrew Petty, all they did was run the ball. Well, I guarantee you practice Phil Petty's throwing the ball 30, 40, 50 times to get comfortable for the 12, 13 times he's going to actually throw it during the game. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
I mean, that makes sense totally.
Yeah, but, I'm okay with that.
Dude, how do you like that stat, though, Andrew? Iowa and Missouri border. This is the second meeting in 114 years.
Wild, isn't it?
Isn't that wild?
There's got to be more to the story. I
believe it. I believe it.
That's so crazy, man. So early 2000s, probably it would have been close to 2010. They had a home and home with Missouri slated, and Missouri backed out of it, paid Iowa some money to get out of it. And I think that was because they were making the jump to the SEC. Since then, it's just the bowl game and the Insight Bowl, which is funny. Brandon said this all year long. This season reminds me of 2010 to the T. 2009, I don't know if you remember Iowa 2009. They were unbeaten until Ricky Stanzi got hurt. They lost 2 games. They were 10-2, went to the had a great year, won the Orange Bowl against Georgia Tech, so forth, so forth. The next year, everybody's like, man, this is going to be a stacked team. Same shit this year, man. We returned the most starters in the Big Ten. We won 10 games last year, returning all of our most experienced defense we've had. Shit, I don't even know. And we finished 8-4. That year, we were 7-5, met Missouri in a bowl game. Missouri was ranked. They had Blaine Gabbert. They had, goddamn, who else was on that team in 2010?
Shit, I don't remember.
They were stacked.
Exclude the running back. Because they don't.
No, it was there was a wide receiver that was really good.
Yep. Fuck.
Jeremy Macklin? Was that Macklin?
Was Macklin?
When was Macklin? When did Macklin play?
Maybe it was later.
I don't know. But it's similar, man. I was 6-7 all the time against Mizzou.
It is. It's scary how similar this is. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the dates of the games and stuff, like the dates and the outcomes are like completely different, but just how everything's shaping up, it's
Well, sounds good. I'm gonna let you finish your show, and I'm gonna roll back. I was making a cake for the family, so.
Oh, dude, send some my way, man. Come on,
That's right.
I'm starving.
Well, Andrew, thanks for the insight, brother. We appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
You're
man.
a lifesaver. Can we get a Go Hawks from you one time?
No.
He's mad about 08.
Yeah, there we go, baby. All right, brother. You take care, man. Enjoy the cake.
See
ya. To answer this one, I don't think Sully's equipped to do the option. I think he's more of a extend the play, and if it's there, he can take it. I don't think he has that in his repertoire. Though, do I think it's something he can learn? Hell yeah. I mean, he went to Northwestern.
Oh, absolutely.
That's hard as shit to get in. He is smart as hell. Dude. It's most of the snaps.
Kamari. He's Moulton.
Kamari Moulton will definitely get it, but yeah, I don't think we will ever see the option at Iowa. But
until we get a new coach.
I don't even think you'll see that, man. You
Probably
don't see
not.
the option no more. It's kind of gone, man. It's a little
sad.
bit, but not anything crazy. Matt Hodge, Harlan, Iowa. Thanks, Vandy Chris. Misery, yeah.
I call him that all the freaking time, dude.
I love it. But man, I don't know, man. This is gonna be a wild game. If what Andrew says is true and their quarterback does not play, Brady Cook does not play. I mean, this is an Iowa victory, and he's like, no, hands down, it's an Iowa victory.
I mean, it still can be an Iowa victory, but
I think it still can be too. We're Iowa, dude. We are used to putting our backs against the wall, and I guess just bullying our way out of it, dude.
And it's one last hoorah for all of the seniors and stuff, especially the Higgins, Castro, Schulte. They're not going to want to go out punked.
Oh, I'm not clicking on that. Nice try.
Hey, we're big time now. We got spam.
Spamming. We made it, baby. Take the under. Yeah, for
Wow.
sure. I don't even know what is the line at. Have you looked at this before we start making some picks? Guess we're getting to that point, aren't we? You gonna do some recon?
Sorry.
I think it's Missouri 3.
I'll talk to you about it when we get off the show. Dang, relentless.
They comment again?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, if Cook doesn't play, man, Iowa wins this game. Easy.
Well, I don't know why, but like I feel like I have not seen him. You'll have to show me where you're reading, because I swear to God, he said that he was going to play. And you would think by now he would have made the decision to declare for the draft. That's the thing.
We'll see.
Taline is at the kitchen for that cake when it's done. That's funny. But
I don't know. He might not.
We'll have to look. Just I wouldn't get all excited about him possibly not playing. Just keep an eye on it and don't freak out, because we're just fans. We don't play.
We don't play. We don't know, man.
Yeah.
Man, let's jump into some picks. What do you say, man?
Yeah.
Let's do this. We do apologize. Our guest backed out for us, so he was in here. He was in the studio. He was ready to go, and then all of a sudden he vanished. So there you go. Shannon with the over and under 40, definitely under. If Brady Cook doesn't play, definitely under. I'm already calling under. I think they can move the ball, but I don't think they can move the ball like they did on some teams. Especially with Luther Burden out, that changes the dynamic of the game, because there are other receivers doing that with Luther Burden on the other side, occupying somebody else. I want you to think about, like,
Right.
if we had, I'm trying to make this figure out. So if we had 2 wide receivers, you're obviously going to put your best corner on your best wide receiver. So therefore, your other decent wide receiver is going to have some shit, you know?
Facts.
Now they don't have their best wide receiver. They have this guy who's still good. I mean, he's still a damn good wide receiver.
They always, like I said, they always get good wide receivers for whatever reason. It's insane.
Hawks do that. I like it. We kick 5 field goals. All right, Shannon, I'm starring this. So when we do our picks, I'm gonna show that again, man. And anybody out there watching the Iowa women's game, please feel free to shout it out. Our kicker's gonna win all day, Jay. Come on, man.
Yeah. Kicking and punting is where it's at. Except I don't understand how Reese got second team for punting in the Big Ten.
Freshman, though, I'll take it, man, because he's gonna do some big things. So Reese, if you're watching or your boys are watching in Australia, you crushed it this year, brother. Shall we do some picks, man?
Yeah, let's do some picks.
Fuck it, man. Since we're gonna spin this, we're gonna pick. We're gonna do the first round of the college football playoff, obviously for obvious reasons, and then obviously we're gonna pick the Iowa game.
Yep.
Boom. Oh, Shannon coming in the clutch, baby. Iowa State right now, 20-15. Still early.
That's all right.
I'm all right with that.
Maybe Cyclone State this year, but
until the men come out there and upset number 3, baby. There it is. Dean Hood.
Yeah, we'll see.
She does, man. You wouldn't think so, but that girl can ball.
Yeah.
Baby.
I know where you're going with that. Yeah, I agree with that comment.
Well, all right, man. Let's start with one of the college football playoffs, man. Let's send this damn thing.
This is a tough one, man. For these, I'm just gonna give my picks. I'm not gonna give my scores because I really haven't done much research into a lot of these. So I'll say it depends on who's playing. If Arch Manning plays, it would be Texas. If Quinn Ewers plays, it'll be Clemson. I'll just shoot. Who did I pick? I'll say Clemson.
You taking Clemson? Me too, man. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
I even took it in all my bowl things. I'm taking Clemson in this one, man. Dabo Sweeney in the playoff.
Don't forget to advertise that at the end of the show. We have a bowl pick'em that I posted on the group page on Facebook. We'd like you all to join in and have some fun with us. If we get enough people too, there will be a prize. So,
ooh, we got Texas. You and I going Clemson, man. I'm riding with Dabo, man. At least this game, dude. They're the underdog. Their backs against the wall. Texas is very good. Yes, don't get me wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with that, but this is what's going to make this fun. We don't know what this is going to look like, man, to be honest with you. So I'm excited. I'm taking Clemson. Shannon's got Texas by 17. I hope you guys, I don't really care at this point, but.
No.
All right. Move on. Let's do the Big Ten. Penn State, SMU.
Did they say what time this game is?
It is a whiteout at night.
Are you sure it's not? Is it? Okay, Penn State.
It said a whiteout at Penn State. Yep.
Penn State.
Yeah, I'm taking Penn State. Like, all you gotta say is Penn State whiteout. Man, that you want to see a whiteout of all whiteouts?
Hey.
That's gonna be insane.
Didn't we beat them during a whiteout for that 09 year?
Was
that a whiteout?
Oh, that was a whiteout, and
okay.
It was a rainy whiteout too. That was Adrian Claiborne, baby.
I thought we were going to lose that game for the longest time, though. I'm not going to lie, because it took forever for us to get momentum.
Dean's rocking Penn State. Yeah, man. I think this will be a decent game. I don't think it's gonna, but I think Penn State, honestly, I think Penn State wins by a couple scores. Not touchdowns, 2 possession. I think Penn State kind of does this.
I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure I'm
Chris,
right.
Man, I agree, but man, that Big Ten championship game, that was crazy. You gotta admit, man, that was a good ass game. Jay agrees, baby. Yep. Yeah, man, I'm taking the Big Ten on this bad boy. All right, ready for the next one, bro?
Yeah.
Ooh, Shannon says Penn State by 23. You know what? I would not be surprised if that happened. All right. I'm going to save what I think will be probably the best game for last. So, another Big Ten, baby.
This is going to be the best game. What are you talking about, man?
Man, this one. This one has me the most confused.
I would love to see this one be like a freaking classic. And it could be a classic. You never know, man.
It could, because Notre Dame does not look like world beaters to me.
And Indiana could be playing with their hair on fire. They just don't care. And
nothing to lose, everything to say. This is who we are. I mean, their coach, man, they epitomize his swag. They follow his swagger, dude, and it showed this year.
Yeah,
and what they've done there is miraculous, and it probably won't be done again. Your first year head coach takes you to a playoff like that, especially at a team like Indiana. I could see it happening like, oh, a new coach at Oregon makes it to the playoff. Yeah, well, shit, man, that cabinet's full of fucking shit. But Indiana to do this, man, they just, dude. I do think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a decent game. It just go either way for me, man. So
yeah, same. I agree.
Who are you going to? How about this? Let's do the who you think's gonna win with the heart. But who are you going with?
I'm rooting for Indiana. I love Indiana. I actually went there for the 2010 Iowa game.
Very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful town. It looks just like Hogwarts, the university does. But unfortunately, the loser independents are gonna unfortunately win this one, but I don't think it's gonna be by much.
Not by much. Oh, we got a dogfight. Rudy. Notre Dame by 3. Boom. Chris going with Hoosiers by 14. You know what, Chris? I'm going. My heart says Indiana, and you know what? I'm taking Indiana.
Okay. I would be happy if you were right.
I'm going to send it. I think it's going to be a close one. But I'm going with the Hoosiers, man. I think they are legit. The people say you haven't played nobody, blah blah blah. But here's the thing: you play who's in front of you.
Yep.
You win the games that are in front of you, and they've won the games that are in front of them in impressive fashion.
Facts. You never question that.
You know what? I'm taking the upset. I'm going with Indiana.
Yeah, you about said it.
Well, that's because I was reading this comment, bro. Thanks,
don't let the man fool you.
So yeah, and then we'll end this one with the game. I think that's going to be a hell of a game and a damn dog fight, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think this one is probably the best game of those opening rounds, and I don't think it's close.
Oh, no.
And I cannot wait. I will probably watch this one. I don't think I'll watch the other three. I may look in. I may do this shit. I can't.
Audie.
Except for she's eating us alive, bro.
Dude, could you imagine if she would have went to Iowa last? Oh my gosh, they would have won the whole thing. Her, Caitlin, all those other girls, dude. Oh man, they would have.
All right, back on.
Anyway,
thanks, Shannon, for throwing us off. But back to this one, man. I think this thing is going to be fucking phenomenal. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think the winner of this has a strong chance to possibly win the whole damn thing.
You'll like my after I give my prediction.
Which prediction? This one?
Well, I have two predictions. I'll tell you about this one, and then we might go on, and unless we're not doing the whole playoffs. We're not doing the whole playoffs, are we?
Well, we can circle back to it if you want and talk about it. We got some time now.
Why don't we do the first round, and then we'll give our playoff champions, and then we'll do Iowa, and then we'll get out of here. But anyway, let me say this. I think it's redemption time for Ohio State. Yes, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a great game. I think Ohio State is going to finally wake the F up. They are a very weird team to me. So here's the thing. If they don't make it out of this round, day's gone. I'm not sure if
really?
They make it. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive they don't make it. If Tennessee comes in and beats them, I don't think Day has a job. My next thing is I'm not quite sure if they do move on and they lose the next one or they lose anytime after. I think he still has a job, especially if he makes it to the national title and then he gets beat. But with that being said, I am picking the national runner-up, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I'm also taking Ohio State in this one. I do think it's going to be a badass game. This one is in the shoes, so that's going to be the edge right there. That's 3 points right there. And I think Ohio State is just absolutely loaded. They're probably the most loaded team when it comes to NFL talent in the entire country. And I think they get it done. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't now. I don't know. You guys,
I believe it.
I'm taking Ohio State, man. I think this is going to be a hell of a game. I cannot wait for this one. This game is that the 21st at 8 p.m., baby. Not a big prime time game.
10 days away. Yep.
Fuck yes, dude. Oh, Penn State is a whiteout, but it's not at night.
Oh, well, they're still winning.
I'm still taking Penn State. Penn State cover. Penn State's by 9, so I'm taking them to cover that. 7.5 is the spread on this one. I think it's going to be a lot closer than that.
Oh, heck yeah. High scoring, or do you think it's going to be?
I think it's high scoring. You know what? I'll put a score on this bitch. I'm going 35-31 Ohio State.
Okay. I can see it.
And that's both heart and everything. So that one, I think this one I'm excited for, man. And
oh yeah, I'll watch it.
All right. So now next, who you got in your final?
Everybody, I'm okay with you guys making fun of me for this one, but I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think Oregon's all that great. They're Dylan Gabriel is like the main reason why they are, and Tez Johnson, like just those two guys.
Big game Tez.
I just don't think. I think Ohio State gets them in a revenge game, and they should. And if they played in the championship, they would have had them too. But I think Ohio State makes it all the way, and this is a crazy prediction because of what happened the other night. I do think Georgia is going to make it back to the championship. I really think their backup quarterback is actually really freaking good. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but from what I saw, he looked incredible. And to me, he looked better than Beck did all season. Now, that could be one game, whatever, but Georgia, their nickname is exactly who they are. They're a bunch of dogs. And those two losses, man, that don't mean nothing. I think they're going to go all the way and win the whole thing. So we'll have it. I picked Georgia over Ohio State.
We're no experts, Dustin, baby, but we're trying.
I just think I don't think Oregon's that good. I don't think they're as good as they had a soft schedule in the Big Ten.
They're good.
Yeah, but
they're good.
They played one good team, and that's Ohio State. That's it. And who else did they play?
They should have lost if Knucklehead would have got down quicker.
Yeah.
And that was Ohio State on the road. This is a neutral game.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
do you think Boise wins against Penn State? If Penn State wins, you take it.
Did I pick Boise? Them over? Did I pick Boise over Penn State? I don't think I did. I think I picked Penn State over Boise just because of I think. Let me look. No, I did not. I picked Boise.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. And barely beat them, but still. No, I actually picked Boise over Penn State.
All right, my 4, baby. You ready for my 4?
Hey, I feel like absolute dog crap. Guess what? So I was looking at my playoff. I picked Indiana over Notre Dame. So let me retrace my steps. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, Indiana.
All right, deal. Yeah, there's going back. Hell yeah. Tied up game.
All right.
We're getting rowdy, baby. I'm going to have to turn this shit on as I go to sleep, man, here on the East Coast. But, yeah, you ready for my finals? My final 4. I'll give you my final 4. I personally think man, this is tough. I'm going Arizona State, Ohio State. I still think Georgia is loaded. So I'm going Georgia, Penn State. And I'm taking Georgia, Ohio State in the final. Ohio State winning the whole damn thing.
Could you imagine? I saw a simulation from a NCAA football, and it was Ohio State, Penn State in the championship.
That would be nuts. And that would be fucking awesome to just sit there to the SEC, sorry, Andrew, and say, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I would be saying the entire time.
Because, hey, they've had the luxury of that shit going on lately where it's been 2 SEC teams in the national championship game.
Well, maybe.
It is a two-conference race. I'm going to tell you that right now. The winner of the national championship will either be from the SEC or the Big Ten. That's my pick.
And they're still doing the 8 conference games, whereas we're doing 9. So
yeah, we need to unify that.
I don't want to hear it.
Everybody needs to play the exact same amount of conference games if we're going to keep this train rolling. And I think it needs to be 10 and 10. You play 10 conference games, you get 2 non-conference games. Choose wisely.
I think you get more conference teams per conference. I think that's what's going to happen eventually.
It has to.
It will. It will.
Every week is going to become a loaded slate. Look at this week. Or this year. We had a couple weeks where it was like, man, these are tough games. Like, who are we going to pick this week? And then some games, it's like, who are we leaving out this week? I mean, we left out a lot of good games when we picked throughout the season because it's just like constant bangers. And then when you have teams like Oklahoma that are having down years, traditionally we would have been picking the hell out of Oklahoma versus Alabama, Oklahoma versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like last year, that would have been just like, holy shit, same shit. When you're looking at USC being down this year in the Big Ten. In the past, we're like USC, Michigan. Are you kidding me? And that game ended up being just like a meh, you know? So like,
Yeah, true
I think
that.
it needs to be 10-10. Whatever you play in those 2 games, that's up to you. If you want to cakewalk it so you get 2 guaranteed victories and free practice for your backups, that's fine. I think they need to at least unify where the conference games are the same. That's just me. Because we're out here dogfighting it in our super Big Ten conference. We'll talk about Iowa's schedule next year. Iowa's got a doozy of a schedule next year. We have 3 playoff teams, luckily, coming to Iowa City. But that don't include who we play on the road. We got to go to USC. You got to go to Iowa State. Like Iowa's Power 4 teams won almost 70% of their games this year. That's a hell of a fucking schedule, bro. Like that's
it is. It is
sweet, dude. Every game is a dogfight. So, all right, man. Should we send this baby home?
Yeah.
All right, man. Music City Bowl in Nash Vegas, or what'd you call it the other day?
Trashville.
Trash. Dude, it's awesome there, man.
Well, it's a hockey term. They for like the Nashville Predators are in our.
They call it Smashville.
Yeah, well, I call it Trashville because we're rivals. My hockey team's a rival with them, but yes, you're right, Smashville.
I tell you what, though, if you ever go to Nashville, you're gonna love it, man. Nothing like 10 a.m. in the morning, be able to stroll to a bar and have a unknown country singer in there singing. It's fucking fun, man. It's badass. And all the Busch Light you can drink, Jay.
So we'll send this motherfucker home. This is our last pick'em for the 2024 college football season.
What's your record, by the way?
I don't know. You're the one who every time we've ever made a prediction, you've always.
I have not kept track, bro.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm pretty sure you've won.
I don't know about that, man. It's been rough, man. Some of these games.
I picked one loss that we've had that ended up being a loss. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was UCLA. I don't remember.
Hell yeah.
I think I picked that one. So with that being said, it's bittersweet. Season 1 of the Hawkaholics final pick'em. Let's get to it. So
give me 3 keys. All right. 3 keys to the game. Then give me your prediction.
Win the trenches. Pass the goddamn ball. And Soley needs to be on his A game, as well as our defense needs to be on their A game. That's 4. I don't really give 2 shits.
Attaboy, Dean.
27-21 Iowa.
27-21 Iowa. Very nice. My keys, man, as we talked about earlier, man. Number 1, our defensive backs have got to jam that line of scrimmage.
Yep.
If their bread and butter is these quick 6 to 10 yard slants and they're yak bros, you have got to get them out of their route early or they're going to torch you. So got to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Secondary's been playing on so much better the last, 3-4 games of the season. So optimism there. Young guys there. Jay, I love it, baby. Hawks by a million. Tyler,
it's copyrighted.
Trademark.
I miss that, dude. I wish he'd come back.
He'll never come back. We roasted his ass, but you got to jam them at the line of scrimmage, man. We got to make sure they cannot get into that route and cannot get – and if they do get in that route, man, they're off balance. They cannot make those plays. So secondary's got to be physical. They have to get these guys out of their routes. Second thing, we have to play Iowa football.
Yep.
Sound defensively, bend but not breaking, great special teams. And then my third is our wide receivers have to get some separation. They have a very good pass or a rush defense. We are missing obviously our best offensive player and probably the best offensive player we've seen in 14 years, 16 years.
Yep.
They have got to get some separation. I know, yes, we're passing a lot in practice. Doesn't mean we're going to do that in the game, obviously, but at the same time, those receivers have to get some separation. They can get some separation.
That's right.
We can move the ball. Sully can sling the ball, man.
That's right.
And I'll give you a fourth one for fun. Sully needs the ball out so we can just stop all this transfer portal talk because I don't want to talk about it in February, but I think we're going to have to.
Yep.
But
it's going to be a mixed show.
We'll be talking about the year-end cap show as of now, tentatively January 1st, but I want him to ball out on that one. So those are my keys. To me, man, this is a tough one, man. I'm taking the Iowa, man. This reminds me of 2010 too much, whether Cook plays or not. Their best wide receiver is gone. They still have playmakers. If Cook's gone, Iowa wins this thing by 10. But we're just going to act like Cook's playing. I'm taking Iowa. Low-scoring game. Well, not super low. I'm going to go 17. Give me 17-14. They get their touchdowns. And that's all they get. We get a couple scores. We get a field goal.
I like it.
There we go. Update right there, baby.
Disgusting.
But it's going to be interesting, man.
I'm excited.
We still don't know who's all playing and who's not, man. That's what makes this a tough draw because we don't play till the 30th now.
Yep. Should have been the 31st. Damn it, Alabama. Alabama.
We may do a surprise show. We may have to do a pop-on show on the 25th because a lot can change in the next 2 weeks. But
it's Christmas, asshole.
Why not, man?
Pop on here as you do Santa, and I'll be the Grinch. Just
why not, bro? I'm just kidding. Yeah, man. It's been fun, dude. This year, man. It's been. We appreciate all you guys tuning in, and we've had a lot of active people, weekly people. Man, this is our first. Please do. Shannon wants us to go on Christmas. All right. 2 sheets to the wind. Fucking talking Iowa sports should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun, man. We appreciate all you guys out there. All the love, all the likes, all the shares, all the support, man. We're trying to grow this thing. We're not professionals. We're just 2 dudes that like talking football and like talking Iowa sports.
That's right.
So we appreciate all you guys. If you do enjoy what you see, please give us a share. Tell your friends that like us, man. We appreciate all the love, man. We're trying to have some fun with this. We make no money off this, by the way. We just love talking Iowa sports and Iowa football. So, yeah, man, we got one more show to wrap up the end of this season, and then we are going to be off till February. Shannon, absolutely. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas, fans.
We appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, one more show to wrap this up. We'll do a year-end thing there. We'll talk about, obviously, some portal news then, some recruiting news then, and we'll really deep dive into that 2025 schedule. And then the next will be on to baseball as we got a loaded crew, man. I cannot wait to
I'm pumped.
Dude, I cannot wait to be the first podcast covering Iowa baseball, let alone with the dudes that we're going to be covering it with. And it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Jake, we appreciate you, man. You've made this thing a fun trip, man.
Buddy. Thanks,
if I'm ever back in Iowa and I might have a privilege to meet you, I owe you a Busch Light.
Yeah, we got the schedule out, so you need to figure out your calendar.
Hell yeah, man.
Come out to an Iowa. You owe me an Iowa game, so
I'm gonna try to get to an Iowa game, but I am going to the Rutgers game, so I will be at the Rutgers game. I'm not kidding, man. Shout out to semi-sponsor. I think it's on my corner over here. Buffalo Wild Wings Go. My boy Billy out there. Part of the group that runs those things, graduate of Iowa band. So I'm going to head out there for the Rutgers game and chill with him and have a good time. So I'm looking forward to that. So I have one game I am going to next year. It is Rutgers.
You're going to go to 2.
I'm going to try to get to Iowa City so we can hit up the boys, go see Moose, go see Elvis, raise some money for the kids.
Yep.
And cheer on those Hawks, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. What do you got? Parting words for us, baby.
Thank you all so much for this. I didn't expect to be where we're at right now this early. And we're not even done, ladies and gentlemen. We don't plan on quitting. Now, with every show, it will end at some point, but not yet. Not for a while. So there will be a season 2 for football unless some crazy shit happens. I'm ready for baseball. Basketball, I'm not so sure if we'll cover too much about. We might. And we will definitely cover spring ball. So just hang in there, guys. We will still be active on our social media accounts.
Yep.
We will do our best to get a hold of y'all. If you guys want, I wouldn't say meet and greet yet. We're not that damn famous or cool. But
we'll let you know if we're at any events and you can come say hi. I'll tell you where we'll be at.
Thank you guys so much. This means a lot.
Absolutely.
Both of us. So, and Merry Christmas for me. This is my favorite time of the year, minus the cold. I hate the cold, but I got this butte. Figured I'd be festive. So,
hey, your tree's looking sharp, man. I just want you to know it feels like 47 here, and I'm about to turn on my heat. So, I feel for y'all.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Hey, guess what I did this? It snowed this morning, and I was gonna send a picture.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
Fucking Florida people. All right, man. Well, let's get out of here.
Hawks, thanks again, man. This has been a lot of fun. We'll be back. We may try to sneak in a pop-in show. We'll let you know. Otherwise, plan on our season recap and 2025 preview. Probably January 1st, maybe January 2nd. We haven't figured that out yet, but if you haven't yet, give us a share, like, follow, tell your friends, baby. And as Brandon said, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ho.
As always, go Hawks, baby.
Go Hawks, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop living up here and start living down here.